Hello folks, my name is Mark. This is Why I Hate the World. How you guys doing? So we're going to be talking about Elon Musk today because Elon Musk is in trouble because Tesla is going down. So what the hell is actually happening? Well, Tesla has been suffering the results of some very public backlash against Elon Musk. Not only that, but it's also suffered a huge recall. I don't know if you guys have seen this already, but this just happened like on Thursday, right? Let me show you something here. This is from the AP. In latest blow to Tesla, regulators recall nearly all Cybertrucks. Nearly all of them. I wonder what happened. Let's read. U.S. safety regulators on Thursday recalled virtually all Cybertrucks on the road, the 8th recall of the Tesla-made vehicles since deliveries to customers began just over a year ago. Let that sink in. 8 recalls in a year. That's, it's bad enough if your product has 1 recall, but 8? Holy fucking crap. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's recall, which covers more than 46,000 Cybertrucks, warned that an exterior panel that runs along the left and right side of the windshield can detach while driving, creating a dangerous road hazard for other drivers. So pieces of the fucking hood fly off and can hit other cars while this piece of shit is flying down the road. The stainless steel strip, called a cant rail assembly, between the windshield and the roof on both sides is bound to the truck's assembly with a structural adhesive. The NHTSA report said, the remedy includes an adhesive that's not been found to be vulnerable to environmental embrittlement and includes additional reinforcements. So yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. But that's not the only reason Elon Musk is losing money, because there is a huge backlash against him and what he's doing with Doge, which has up to this point reduced the stock of Tesla by nearly half. So as of December of last year, Tesla's stock was at almost $500, somewhere around that. 498, I think, is what the high that it got. And as of the recording of this video, it is at $248. That's half. It's gone down by half since December, which is not that long ago. What, 4 months at this point? So yeah, apparently Elon Musk has lost $200 billion of his personal net worth, which I say good, because fuck him, because he deserves it. So of course it's not just these ridiculous recalls and the fact that the Cybertruck is a huge piece of shit. That's not the only reason why Tesla is failing. It's because there's this giant backlash against Elon Musk, in particular because of what he's doing with Doge. And I'm sure you've all been paying attention to Doge, the fact that they're cutting things and laying people off. And I don't want to get too much into what Doge is doing because that's a subject for another video. But just a quick recap. Somewhere around $58 billion has been cut by Doge, which of course is their estimates, which who knows if they actually have cut that much. But what they have cut is around 62,000 jobs, which is a lot. That's a lot of people out of work. So a lot of people are pissed off. Just to kind of recap some of the things that I saw, because if we were to go through it, it would take 2 hours to list everything that Doge has cut. But here's some that stood out to me. 4,000 people from the Department of Defense. Yeah, I'm sure we don't need those guys. 1,300 from the Department of Veterans Affairs. Yeah, people really like it when you lay off veterans. That's something that people love, huh? 7,000 people from the IRS have been laid off. Now, you may be saying, well, good, that means they can't collect taxes or whatever. That also means that your tax return will probably be delayed because of that. That's the first thing. Second thing, less people at the IRS means less people to actually audit and investigate rich people like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, which is, of course, the reason why they did it. Of course, that doesn't mean that they won't audit you. And this is exactly what happened the last time Donald Trump was president and he laid off a shitload of people from the IRS. They started focusing on middle class and poor people because it's easier to audit them. It takes less resources to do so. You know, it's expensive and it takes a lot of resources and people and personnel to audit a rich person. And that's exactly their plan, by the way. They want to handicap the IRS so they can get away with cheating while the rest of us pick up the bill. So all of those people getting laid off, let alone the fact that he's done things like completely destroy USAID, which is, if you guys haven't been keeping track of that, USAID is a reflection of American soft power. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, you have hard power, like the military, and then you have soft power. What is soft power? Soft power is when you go and you do things that benefit other countries in order to project a positive outlook on the United States. So you go and you build bridges, you build highways, you build water systems, things like that. You vaccinate people, you help them fight disease, that kind of thing. You give them food, you feed starving people, shit like that. And that does sometimes more to engender countries to you, because they see this aid coming and they go, oh yeah, these boxes with of the medicine, they say made in the United States on them. And then they like your country. And then they want to do business with you. They want to trade with you. They want to ally with you. They want to allow you to have military bases in their country, for example. They want to give you special terms and stuff when it comes to trade agreements. That kind of thing, right? And now the fact that we're not doing that anymore with USAID, now that we're not doing that, well, other countries are going to step in. Russia's going to step in. China's going to step in. And they're more than happy to build highways and shit in countries in Asia and Africa. They're more than happy to do that and take away our future trading partners and take away our future allies, because it expands their sphere of influence and reduces ours. Because this is exactly what you would do, by the way, if you were trying to reduce the influence of the United States in the world stage because you were a stooge of Vladimir Putin, for example. But, you know, that's just a conspiracy theory. The other thing that they just got rid of course, is the Department of Education. And we don't even know how that's going to work out. Okay, like the fact that, are the states going to pick it up? Are they going to be able to? How much money that they get? I mean, a lot of the states are already cash-strapped as it is. I've seen a lot of commentary basically saying that that's going to hurt red states more than blue states, and I say good. Because these people are the ones that fucking voted this asshole in. So they're the ones that should suffer the most. I mean, yeah, it's going to hurt everybody, though. That's what we don't get. It's going to hurt everybody. It's going to result in lower quality of education for everyone around the country. But Donald Trump and Elon Musk don't give a shit because they don't actually want educated people in the country. They want people who will accept low wages. That's what they want. If they actually need smart people, you know, computer scientists, engineers, and shit like that, they're just going to import those guys from India and Brazil and other places around the country with H-1B2 visas or whatever. And that way they can pay them less. That's the plan. All right. They don't want those people to be homegrown in the United States. They don't want them to get educations and stuff like that. They don't want them to be citizens because they demand more money. That's the whole fucking point. That's why, like, for example, Donald Trump doesn't seem to be deporting anyone that uses that visa. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, but this is what's happening. So that's pissing a lot of people off. Okay. A lot of people are very, very unhappy at Elon Musk in particular because he is the public face of this shit. Although we need to remember, it's Donald Trump. So all of you MAGA people out there, don't get pissed at Elon. Get pissed at Trump. Trump is the one that's causing this shit. He's the one that's actually signing the fucking orders and actually laying people off. Elon is like seizing power and all this other shit, and he's an asshole, and he deserves your fucking disrespect, don't get me wrong. No, Trump is the one that's actually causing all of this in the fucking first place. Okay. So why are people turning against Tesla in particular? Because, you know, Elon owns a couple of companies. He owns Twitter, he owns SpaceX, that kind of thing. Why is it that people are specifically pissed at Tesla? Why are people boycotting Tesla and, like, lighting Teslas on fire and fucking up Tesla dealerships and that kind of thing? Why Tesla? Well, unlike his other companies, such as SpaceX, Tesla actually deals with the consumer, right? It's a car company. So when you have a company like that, it's much easier to actually boycott it versus something like SpaceX. How are you going to boycott SpaceX? You're not a customer of SpaceX. The United States government is, or whatever, right? But Tesla is much more direct. You can actually decide not to buy a Tesla. And that seems to be the big thing, which is making Elon Musk lose all of his fucking money. And it's getting to the point where his investors are dumping their stocks and he's begging them not to, that kind of thing. Because if they dump their Tesla stock, that causes a sell-off, which reduces Elon Musk's personal wealth even more. Because suddenly his stock is not worth as much. So that appears to be what is going on. So that's the first thing. Secondly, the general audience for low or zero emission vehicles over the last 20 years tend to be liberal, progressive, Democrat types. And this is because for 40 years, the conservatives, the Republicans, and other right-winger type people have been in denial about global climate change. So the entire audience for electric vehicles has been people on the left. Well, when you're like a fucking MAGA insane white supremacist Nazi who's like throwing around Sig Heils and shit and laughing as you destroy people's jobs, people on the left tend to not like that kind of thing, and they're not going to give you their money. I don't understand like why Elon Musk decided to move so fucking hardcore to the right. I mean, he probably was always like that. I don't think Elon Musk was radicalized or anything like that. I think he was like always a white supremacist and just sort of hit it. But I don't know why he would go public with that shit, seeing how like his main source of like, income for Tesla, like his main customer base for Tesla is like white liberals in California. Right now, that customer base is starting to move over to like MAGA assholes and shit like that, and tech bros, that kind of thing. But there are far less of them that could afford an EV in the first place. And also, can you really imagine, like, for example, some guy in Texas who's got like a Ford F-150? You think he's gonna buy a fucking Cybertruck? Fuck no. He's not going to buy a Cybertruck. Some fucking, like, cowboy hat wearing dude in Texas, like, with his big ass truck where, like, trucks like that are status symbols. You think they're going to buy a Cybertruck? They laugh at that shit. Okay, they're not going to waste their money on that kind of thing. So it's no, like, electric vehicles and shit are, like, the opposite of what the MAGA crowd does. Like, MAGA people do shit like coal rolling. Have you guys ever heard of that? That's where they, like, modify their cars to like be as dirty as possible just so they can stick it to the environmentalists. So no, these are people who are not going to like buy an electric vehicle, even if it is fucking Elon Musk that owns this shit, right? I mean, I guess the very super crazy hardcore Trump people will start buying them just because Trump fucking said so, right? But it's like, yeah, this is not his audience. So it's no wonder that this boycott is hitting him as hard as it fucking is. We just mentioned Trump shilling for Elon Musk. It got so bad that, yeah, he did a fucking commercial on Fox News in front of the White House, on the White House lawn. I'm not going to show that, but I'll put a link to the bottom of it. I'll put a link to it in the description. It's a 36-minute video where he basically is like, look how awesome this Cybertruck is. Everybody should buy one and all this other crap. Isn't that illegal? The last time I checked, it wasn't the president, and not just the president, but anybody who works for the federal government. They're not allowed to endorse products. I am pretty sure that is against the law. I mean, is anybody going to do anything about it? No, because Donald Trump is above the fucking law now. But I just love how, like, shit that would have been like a major fucking controversy not even 5 years ago is like, now it's just like, we just don't even care anymore. That's fucking ridiculous. To end this off, folks, I am actually a YouTube partner. I mean, I don't have ads on my videos yet, but you can donate to me if you want to. There's a little donation link down at the bottom and all that stuff. And as a YouTube partner, I am not allowed to endorse violence against Tesla. I am not allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to say that it's a good thing that people are vandalizing Teslas and vandalizing Tesla dealerships and things like that. That is against the rules. I cannot say that. I will say that I think it's bad to vandalize private property that people own. Like a customer of Tesla, like if you see a guy driving a Tesla down the street, don't trash his Tesla. Okay? It's just a dude. You don't know what that guy's politics are, because you got to remember a lot of people out there don't pay attention to politics, okay? A lot of people out there just see a car, they think it's cool for whatever fucking reason, right? And they buy it. And you know something? If you've ever been in a Tesla, they're not bad cars, like the Roadsters or whatever. They're not bad cars at all. I mean, the Cybertruck is a piece of fucking shit. That's one thing. But the other Tesla cars, like that they made before Elon Musk went full white nationalist, like they're actually not bad. They're like high tech and all this other shit. And they've kind of become a status symbol for some people out here in California. I see Teslas every fucking day, everywhere, all over the place where I live. They're like constantly out there. Don't go trashing those things because people don't know. Like the majority, even now, even in this environment where shit is hitting the fan left and right, most people are uninformed. Most people don't pay attention to politics until it affects them. So I can say, and you know, without lying to you, that I think it's bad to vandalize a Tesla that some dude just bought. Don't do that shit. As far as protesting at Tesla dealerships, I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. I cannot condone you vandalizing things. I'm not allowed to condone you vandalizing things. But peaceful demonstration outside of a Tesla dealership? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is your First Amendment right. You have a right to protest. And don't let them scare you. When Donald Trump comes and threatens to charge Tesla protesters with fucking terrorism, and I'm not making that up. Here's the tweet right here. Donald J. Trump, I look forward to watching the sick terrorist thugs get 20-year jail sentences for what they are doing to Elon Musk and Tesla. Perhaps they could serve them in prisons of El Salvador, which have become so recently famous for such lovely conditions. That's something Donald Trump actually did. He's threatening to deport people to prisons in El Salvador, American citizens, which this is highly, highly, highly illegal. This is cruel and unusual punishment. You're not allowed to do shit like this. This is one of the things that they did in England when they would like send prisoners to Australia and that kind of fucking thing. Right. This is one of the things that the United States like founding fathers fought the British against. Right. But this is what Donald Trump wants to do. And then, of course, you see the response here. If you beat a Capitol police officer with their own shield in an effort to overturn a free and fair election, you go free. But if you vandalize an electric car, you get 20 years in an famously brutal El Salvadorian prison. Yeah, so this is what Donald Trump and Pam Bondi and all that, they're basically threatening to throw the book at anybody who vandalizes a Tesla. But also keep in mind, they're going to do the same thing to protesters. If you peacefully protest, don't let them intimidate you. Don't be afraid, right? Because this is what they want. They want you to be afraid so that you don't exercise your rights. And no, you have rights. They can't take those rights away from you. Even if he invokes whatever fucking stupid, act there is out there. The alien whatever act of 17, whatever. It doesn't matter. He can't take that shit away. Even if Donald Trump, enacts martial law. There's a lot of people claiming that they have this, 90-day, period where they're going to come back and recommend that he enact martial law. Even if that actually happens, don't be afraid. All right, that means you need to fight even harder. Okay, but you got to do it peacefully. All right, at least I am required to tell you to do it peacefully. So I am not allowed, once again, on YouTube to endorse violence. I am not allowed to say that. If I endorse violence on YouTube, I can get my channel suspended. So I am not endorsing violence. I am telling you to use your judgment, do what you think is right, but I will not condone violence at all. I will not condone vandalism. I will not condone crime. I will tell you to do what you think is right and to use your rights as an American citizen and to not back down when Donald Trump and Pam Bondi and Elon Musk try to intimidate and scare you, because fuck these people. That's what I say. And I think it's a great thing that somebody like Elon Musk is finally being fucking held accountable for possibly the first fucking time in his life. This guy, you know, he's got this reputation that he's like Tony Stark and shit, and it's completely just undeserved bullshit. Elon Musk is the king of overpromising and underdelivering. I'm not going to get too much into it, but there's all kinds of shit that he just is not, you know, he's promised and it's just never fucking come. You know, the Hyperloop, fucking autonomous robots, like self-driving Teslas. I thought we were supposed to be on Mars in 10 years. Remember that? 10 years ago when he said that he wanted to send us to Mars? Like, any fucking progress being made on that? You know, why did he spend $42 billion on Twitter? How does that help us get to Mars? Right? The guy's completely full of fucking shit. And I'm glad that people are pissed and they're not taking it anymore. You know why? Because fuck Elon Musk. That's why. Anyway, folks, stay cool, stay safe, fight for your rights, and I will see you all next time. Adios. Hello, folks. If you like what I do and you want to support the channel, please consider buying something from my Etsy shop, supporting me on Patreon, liking and subscribing, and checking me out across my social media links listed below. Thank you all so much, and see you next time.